caveat before I begin. I have body hurty, brain no worky disease. I have chronic fatigue and lots of other things. And I was a gifted child, which is always a bad idea for an adult. And I'm fucking knackered. I'm not super well, so my brain is not at 100 right now. So we will see whether my poems actually happen. Why is this angled so downwards? What is happening here? I got it. Thank you, yeah. So just to let you know, my brain isn't 100, but I'm going to do my best, and we'll see what happens. And if it's shit, you can just brain the blame. It's a great start. Anyone else who lives with chronic illness understands how shit it can be. And I write a lot about it, so it seemed fitting to just be honest about it rather than just not come. So, I'm going to begin with a poem called My Season of Abstraction. It's about being a performer and how strange that is. And yeah. This is my season of abstraction. I will not know what the fuck I am talking about, and I will call it poetry. I will laugh too loud in cultured company or say nothing at all. Just as soon as I have figured out who I am and how I want to be remembered, I will change my mind. I will experiment with earnestness and practice saying yes when I mean it. I will post online, long to disappear, wish for a spotlight always, delete posts online ad infinitum. I will dabble in lycanthropy, walk in a different skin than yesterday, go to sleep a goose and awake a bug on my back. I have come to find I am a shapeless, shifting thing. And I will stand on stages as naked as I have lain in beds, that is to say, entirely and not at all. And I will talk to an audience as if they are a confidant who maybe I treat like an audience. And perhaps they will weep at my words, care or not care. Stand in a silence I can read as awe, or maybe they'll applaud. It's sinking, right? I'm not going completely insane. This microphone is sinking, okay? Or I'm just growing as the set continues, which would be more interesting. No. This next poem actually talks about illness in it as well, I guess fitting. It's about a house that I lived in. I lived in Sheffield for 8 years before I moved back home to Leicester. I fucking loved this house, but spooky shit happened there all the time. That's probably why I loved it. I love spooky shit. And basically everything that's in this poem is kind of based on something true that happened in this house. I actually missed out stuff, including one time, like, just loads of cats started coming in and like sitting in one place and just staring at me, which was cool. And now I'm like, why did I miss that out of the poem? So I just say it instead. It's called House on a Hill. This house on a hill holds my haunted body like a mother. This fortress of mine whispers in my ears only and expels the interlopers who dare not believe that these walls can talk. On days when my body is made of nothing but lead and ghosts, my pulse pumping in the plaster as surely as in my eyelids, I cannot tell brick from flesh, no seam where I end and house begins. The rats in the decking return each month, relentless as grief. Dead masses filling up a void like cancer in a pancreas, and I hear the scratching reminding me of mortality, as if I wasn't aware enough already. There is rot in the corner, but the defences remain. The outside world, liminal, threatening to crawl its way inside, only managing a gap big enough to bring in new air. For months I found sticky silver trails meandering across the carpet and hunted for the culprit. only to find that I am the snail, housebound and slow-moving. So when the doctor told me there was a problem with the architecture of my bones, I hadn't the heart to tell him. You don't need x-rays to see my exoskeleton or faulty foundations, just come round the tea. The day the power blew, I lay sleeping off the death hangover and was roused by the scent of burning that would linger, snuff out the spark, then light the candle for a vigil in honour of what I am no longer certain. Men, as they will, came in the night with brute force, loud and brazen, forcing entry. Little did they know that locks can break to reveal still more locks. And this house holds the spirit of my mother, or this house is my mother, or I am my mother at heart. And the centre always holds. It's strange. I talk a lot about illness and about having a strange brain in my work. I feel like this is the first time I've really been experiencing that at the point of performing it to an audience, which is a really strange thing to do. I'm generally quite good at putting on the front. So I'm hoping that it's still coming across okay. This next song is called Love Poem, and it's interesting because I wrote it just about my experience of trying to be in relationships, and I was diagnosed with ADHD and referred for autism assessment, just as I was writing it, and then I told it to my friends, and they were like, that just seems like the experience of trying to be in a relationship when your brain is different, I guess, to the way that you've been told to experience love. Yeah, it's called Love Poem. I took the test. It told me that the way I love is disorganized, and I took it personally, of course. Begged it to change its mind, told it to fuck off and leave me alone. I'm tired of being told that I am bad at love. I asked the cards how I will know, knowing that I'm never really sure of anything, knowing that I love the uncertainty in every area except my cynical heart, building tissue paper walls around itself like a present. You call me bossy and suddenly I'm 10 years old. You say it like a compliment and I'm trying to believe that a word once seethed through acid lips can be sweet in your mouth. Oh, I am trying so hard not to live in the subtext I have so often found myself wading through. Not understanding why there seem to be words hidden behind my words that I didn't put there. If you look close enough, you'll see the only word holding up my sentences like a softened spine is please. And I may not have been great at devotion. Too busy worshipping the soft won solitude of someone who might finally like himself. But you raise my bar for begging. And on the bruised knees of a pious fool, I crawl to you. I have 3 brand new poems, which when I decided I was going to do brand new poems tonight, I didn't realise that I was going to be in words in the brain space that I'm in. So I pretty much learned them all today. So we'll see how that goes. I might need some support through moments if I forget anything. Basically, it was my birthday yesterday. And growing older basically prompted me into some reflections of things that happened to me when I was younger at the hands of people who were my age now. And I've been feeling pretty angry about that, but also kind of tired of being angry, and the way that I see people and the actions that they do is a lot less black and white than it used to be. And I think these 3 poems kind of reflect a sort of shift in understanding of how I can relate to the people who've done bad things, basically. although the first line of the first poem might make you think otherwise. I want to tear out my throat with a scream so loud it splits your world in two. I want to vomit up the cold you planted in my self-perception, and I want you to freeze to death in that warm land you fled to. I want you to face what you left behind and walk through the sludge you grew from seeds. Children is what we were when you found us. I want my dreams to come true of smashing chairs over your head in Firebug, watching you crumble to the floor, sticky with too much memory. I want you to remember how many times I said no before I ever said yes, and now I come to think of it, I want you to remind me of when exactly that was. I want to steal your verbose vocabulary, line it up, mark its heights. I want to identify which words describe what you did to me, and how it can be that you barely touched me, yet I am altered always. I want to not come up short. You are the contortion of my body into smaller shapes. You are the monstrous mask meant to keep me lonely. You are a shadow in the eyes of those I tried to trust. You are a father now, I hear. I want to never see your face again. You know, I often get people come up to me after sets and be like, how does it feel to be so vulnerable to an audience? My answer is often, it's not real vulnerability, it's oversharing to make yourself invulnerable. When I wrote these poems, I was saying to my partner, like, I think this might be where the line is. This might have actually crossed it a little bit. Yeah, it's actually really hard to do. So thank you for being the people who first hear that. This next one is called Maturity. It's in the same trio. I feel as ancient as time, now that I am their age, and remember them on their knees begging for a slice of my youth, digging through the warm earth of my growing, trying to find theirs misplaced, fingers in my hair, hunting. Hungry, their foaming mouths empty from overuse and underuse, and never stopping to wonder if maybe it would turn me sour, or fill me up with hate from toe to crown, slow snapping, underweight. Maturity, I learned, meant to laugh less. So I climbed the mountains of misery to meet them at their low heights, a rootless pilgrim claiming wisdom from suffering. But I was not wise, I was sad. Now I am not sad and do not wish to be wise. And I do not hate, I pity. And this is the final one in that trio, and then I've just got one more to finish off. It's a really hard one tonight, so thank you for staying with me. It's a heavy one, even for me, and that's saying something. Yeah, this one doesn't have a name, so yeah. Look, I'm not naive. I know that there will always be weeds in the garden and men in the night. And I know good men can do bad, and bad men good. But should you till the earth for my forgiveness, you will find it lacking. No bloom or thorn, no clinging root, no buried egg hatching your image. There is nothing here that grows for you. You are not in the songs I sing to the garden. You are not in the earth in my hands. You are not in the sigils of climbing vine. I wish you no good. I wish you no harm. You are not in my wishes at all. The line about buried eggs is actually, I've been doing a lot of gardening. I think that's been reflected in the recent poems, and I was digging, so I was planting some forget-me-nots. I was digging out. I was like, what's this? I found an entire pack of whole, unbroken eggs buried in my garden. Like, not just individual eggs, a whole one. Apparently foxes bury whole eggs quite a lot, but like a six-pack. Six-pack? Is what you describe eggs as? A whole six-pack of eggs buried in my garden. And it had to have done it like in the last few days because I had tilled that earth quite recently. So I was like, this is cool as fuck. Gotta write that into a poem. Yeah, this is my final poem. It's the one that I won the championship with, so I figured I had to do it. Thanks for listening. I know it's been a heavy one. I don't feel quite my usual witty self. So yeah, it feels very strange. If I run off very shortly after, please don't think me rude. I'm going to sleep. This is called I Think of You First. I think of you first. Each pain-drenched morning I am wrenched from my sleep. Before the fear creeps for the future's failing and bills to pay. Before the faint and oblivious bird song reaches my ears, I think of how you kissed me like a fist unfurled for peace. Tentative and hopeful. That fist closed so often, I learned to prise it open with my tongue and then my teeth and then any part of me that made you soft or hard or need me. The day comes like a wave and I swim okay, thinking of you less and less, laughing more. The stalked deer in my chest stills itself, the pull to run becomes less potent. Until evening, filled with food and friends, forces up the thought fleeting of meals you never made me. Rooms you never held me in at the end of trains you always missed. The night comes with its storms, and faced with too much space, the call of deeper wounds throbs too loud. I soothe them with the wound of you, the smaller, sharper ache, a balm. I hope like a prayer that you think of me in these warm, sad moments. I try not to care, but now your mouth is in my mind, your ghost hand in my hair, and I may try to fill your space with others. But as the night fades into dream-shaped memory, and my armor drops with my breath, I think of you last. Thank you! I'm Nancy Dawkins. I actually have a gig on Sunday, which is a music gig. I'm playing at the Musician. I'm hopefully going to sleep all tomorrow and be a little bit more alive for it than I am today. It's been great to see you be there. Thanks for listening.